Barack Obama could be our next president. I'm not kidding. This can actually happen. Trump has made no secret of the fact that he wants to change the Constitution and run for a third term. But he wouldn't just automatically win if he ran for a third term. He'd have to run against a Democratic challenger. And if the Constitution no longer prohibited a third term, who would the Democrats' best option be? Barack Obama. And a poll was just released that showed this hypothetical matchup, Trump versus Obama. Who do you think won? Unsurprisingly, Obama wins by 6%, which is actually a blowout margin. And if you look closer at the data, Obama does this by two things. One is by winning independents by about 20%, and two is by stealing a bunch of votes from people who voted for Trump in 24 but would vote for Obama in 28. And this all adds up because in 2016, there were between 6 and 9 million people who voted for Obama in 2008 and 2012 and then voted for Trump in 2016. So in my opinion, change the Constitution. Good luck. The best modern-day American president with the highest approval rating of any living president against an 82-year-old Donald Trump. I like our chances.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling fired up. I am feeling ready to go. I am feeling hopeful.
Trump versus Obama. 2028. Watch this.
There's this other story. I know it's hypothetical right now.
Okay.
But if you were allowed, for some reason, to run for a third term, is there a thought that the Democrats could try to run Barack Obama?
You know they are.
I'd love that.
For his third term?
Boy, I'd love that. That
What you say, Trump?
would be a good
You'll
one.
love
I like
it, but hey,
And
hey, he said, come on
people
with
are
it.
asking me to run, and there's a whole story about running for a third term. I don't know. I never looked into it.
I don't know about
say
that now.
there's
Hold
a
on
way
now.
you can do it, but I don't know about.
Woo, hey, man, hey, I just want to know, though, if this was able to happen, and damn what he said, because trust me, I promise you, he didn't look into it. But hey, regardless, if this was able to happen, and I already heard rumors that they are trying, Mega definitely trying to do this, and I heard that the Democrats said, hey, if they do this, we're going to get Obama. But I want to know, if this happened, who do y'all think would win? I mean, I'm just seriously. I mean, I already heard Michelle say she don't want Obama to win again. She don't want him to do it again. She thinks that we should keep getting new brains, new ideas, new people to come in there because the world is changing that much and that fast. I kind of agree with her. But if that was possible, who do you think would win? Let me know in the comments.
President Donald Trump really says he doesn't know if he's going to run in 2028. He don't know if he's going to run in 2028. What you mean you don't know you're going to run in 2028? Fool, the Constitution said your ass can't run in 2028, but he is of the mind frame that he can get away with stuff and he can get around things unlike any other human being ever has. So just in case my happy ass got me a Obama 2028 talking about let's fix this shit. Well, it doesn't say shit, but it says let's fix this. Ha! Now two can play this game, and at the end of the day, there wouldn't even be a crevice that Donald Trump would be able to win compared to former President Barack Obama. That man is actually loved, revered, respected around the world, unlike the current. How about that one? Obama, 2028.
Hey guys, would you vote for me if I ran for president in 2028?
What's up, everybody, and welcome back. So, Obama is what we call a hero. He left the office, and people are still yearning for his third-term presidency. And many Americans feel that he left the country in good shape. Many say he respected the office, respected democracy, and respected the American people. So let's have a look.
My first prediction is that Trump will get a third term. Now, I know what you are thinking. This is constitutionally illegal. And when you read the Constitution very carefully, and I mean very carefully, you will find that the loopholes exist. The first possibility is this. Trump runs his son, Don Jr., in 2028 and positions himself as the vice president. Don Jr. wins. Don Jr. then steps aside, and Trump returns to the presidency. Now, you will say no sane person would do this, and you are right. No sane person would. But that has never stopped Trump before. The second possibility is more serious. By 2028, America is at war, not just with Iran, with everyone. And a president at war has emergency powers. And emergency powers allow you to do things that would otherwise be impossible, including suspending elections. Zelensky did it in Ukraine, and nobody stopped him. So ask yourself this: if America is in the middle of a world war in 2028 and Trump declares a national emergency, who exactly is going to stop him? The courts? The same Supreme Court where he appointed 3 of the 9 justices? Think about that very carefully, because the people who are laughing at this prediction today are the same people who laughed when I said Trump would win in 2024.
Mi gente, so I know you've been hearing the buzz, right? That Trump is contemplating running for a 3rd term. Now, I'm going to tell you that this is not new news to those of us that read and study, right? Because they want to get rid of the 22nd Amendment and the amount of times. That's why he said, before he got voted in, that you won't have to vote again. That was a thought process before he got elected. Now he's trying to see how he can make it happen. Now, in the 22nd Amendment, if you didn't know, what it says literally is that you can only be elected twice. And so they'd have to change the 22nd Amendment, and they probably need to ratify it, 38 states, in order for him to do that. So the possibility is, but I don't know about this administration, and I don't know. I just don't know. Right? And Steve Bannon is sure that he's going to run a 3rd term. So here's the best candidate to whip his ass in election. His nemesis. Go ahead and say the name. Go ahead and say the name. Obama. I think Obama should be the one to come out, because if the rules apply to you, they're going to apply to every fucking body. So let's bring Obama out of retirement. Let's put him up against Trump. And by the way, I'm going to digress for just a minute. They're already starting rumors that Obama wasn't supporting Harris. Do not go for it. They're trying to discredit him before this even goes there. They're smart. I'm just telling you. Don't listen to some bullshit until you hear it out of his mouth, is all I'm going to say. But anyway, best person to do this job is a black man to whip the racist ass, wipe his ass, and take the trash out, because we all know 2 things. We know he ain't got the balls or the length to get the job done. Now, you take that however the fuck you want. Chime in the comments. Obama 2028. Obama 2028. That's my vote.
Going on in the news and go, you know what the situation needs? Go Barack Obama.
I've said this before. People would ask me, knowing what you know now, do you wish like you had a 3rd term? And I used to say, you know what? If I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats, looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking and ceremony. I'd be fine with that.
All right, y'all, check it. It's been reported. Listen carefully, because some of y'all don't listen. It's been reported that it's a possibility that Barack Obama could be running for a 3rd term in 2028. All right, did y'all catch that? Let me do it. Let me say it again. It's been reported that it's a possibility that Barack Obama could be running for a 3rd term in 2028. If that is the case, I'm here for it. One of his recent videos kind of hinted. They said that it kind of hinted that he's not done. He's not done yet. So I don't know. What do y'all think? Are y'all here for it? Do y'all think that it won't happen? What are y'all thoughts? But listen, we need a miracle right now, because at this point we don't have a president. I mean, we haven't had a president since 2024. So, what do y'all say? Share your thoughts. I'm here for it. You know, I rock with the Obamas. Those are my peoples.
Do you think President Trump can run for a 3rd term? Should he, and would you support him?
Well, as a Republican, I and many would not be open to the idea of Barack Obama running for a 3rd term. And so I think the folks have to be careful here if you're starting to question the constitutionality of this.
He's scared. He talking about BO like he Voldemort. He talking about Barack Obama like he shook. I know Republicans be in the group chat talking about Barack Obama like he think he Tupac, right? This is very interesting. That's Representative Mike Lawler, I believe, from New York. And instead of leading with the fact that Donald Trump and his whole 3-term nonsense that he's thrown out there, in my opinion, to really get the smokescreen off the signal stuff, right? He leads with his fear, his deep, dark fear of Barack Obama possibly getting a 3rd term. That's the deterrence here, right? And I appreciate his honesty. I really, truly do. But God damn it, why you boys so shook? Now, this goes to why I think, Barack Obama, not to his fault, is the reason we're in this. Meaning that I don't think Barack Obama did anything to these people. But I don't know if it's the racial element mixed with the fact that I guess they perceive them as extremely progressive. If you ask most leftist people, they don't see Barack Obama. They see Barack Obama more as a centrist type of person, politician. But their fear and their freaking obsession with that time ran them to this orange clown as a savior, right? Not only the politicians, but as well as, the voters, right? The white voters that Barack Obama is the reason why we're all divided. No, it's one of the most popular presidents ever. And for whatever reason, you lot are, trying to twist it or something else. But anyway, I say all that to say, don't worry, guys. We're all safe. We have a fail-safe in place. And if you want to try it, try it. These want to go 3-term for 3-term, try it. Give it a shot if you dare. Ball up top.
In a recent interview, Steve Bannon said that they're working on getting the Constitution changed so that Trump can run for another term. There's one really big problem Trump will have if they ever managed to get our government to allow anyone to run for a 3rd term. And it's pretty obvious. Yeah. Let's face something that Trump doesn't know too much about, which is reality. You will never get to change the Constitution with the restriction that they can only run for 2 terms. He'll come up with every trick in the book. I've even heard that they'll get the rule changed so that he can run for a 3rd term, but that Obama wouldn't be able to for whatever legal reason they would have. But is that not hysterical? Anyway, I thought it was funny. Steve Bannon just was so confident the way he said it that Trump would run for a 3rd term. And everybody's just like, yeah, he'll have one problem because you so know Obama would do it again. He would totally do it again. So go ahead, Trump. Change the rule. There's probably a few ex-presidents that would love to do a 3rd term, but I know Obama, I think he'd definitely be on board. I know I would be.
If Donald Trump is allowed to run for a 3rd term under the Republican ticket, I think Obama should be allowed to run for a 3rd term under the Democratic ticket. What do you guys think? Yes? No? Maybe? I think so. And not in like a get out way, but I will vote for him a 3rd time.
If that orange crusty blowhole thinks he can run for a 3rd term, then Obama should just throw his hat in the ring. If nothing, just to fuck with him. But I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, he would crush him at the polls. But don't squash my dream. A girl can hope. Let me have it.
Is President Trump eligible to run for president again in 2028?
Senator, without considering all the facts and looking at everything, depending on what the situation is, this to me strikes as more of a hypothetical of something that could be.
It's not a hypothetical. Has President Trump been elected president twice?
President Trump has been certified the President of the United States 2 times.
Is he eligible to run for a 3rd term under our Constitution?
I would have to review the
All I need to
actual
tell
wording
you
of
is
it.
the language of the constitutional amendment that makes it clear that no, he is not eligible to run for a third term. Anybody else brave enough to say that the Constitution of the United States prevents President Trump from seeking a third term? Anybody willing to apply the Constitution by its plain language in the 22nd Amendment? Nobody. All right, let's move on.
You see, this discussion is bigger than Trump versus Obama. It's about the kind of future Americans want for their country. So many people still admire Obama after leaving office because he carried himself as a president. He could speak with confidence, you know. He could unite people during difficult times. He represented America without causing chaos every single day. And now with the political division everywhere, many people feel that they did not appreciate Obama's presidency enough. And this is why Obama's return creates a lot of excitement because to many people, he represented a time when America felt more stable and more respected internationally, you know. They remember him as eloquent, intelligent, charismatic, and even disciplined. Obama could speak with calmness without outrage. He could disagree with the critics without insulting them or without threatening them. And this matters a lot to people because it speaks about character, you know. Even after leaving office, many people still cheer for him everywhere he goes. And this says something powerful about the impact he had on millions of people. One thing is that Obama remains the most influential and most admired president in modern American history. People still talk about him until today. People still quote his speeches, you know, and many still compare his presidency to every other president. And that level of popularity, it's so rare. And now what even stands out to many people is that Obama left office peacefully and respected democracy. He did not spend years claiming that the system was rigged, you know. He did not threaten to stay in power beyond the constitutional limits. He completed office, transferred power, and continued serving the country outside the White House. And for many Americans, that's the kind of leadership they're looking at. And whether Obama runs again or not, millions of Americans, they still see him as a symbol of hope, dignity, and stability. And today's political climate, that nostalgia has grown stronger than ever. So thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.